people? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you are new. Chelsea versus Newcastle preview. This game is absolutely massive. And I'm going to go through those reasons why. Multiple weeks ago, it wasn't so long ago. We have not forgotten as the fans. St. James's Park, we got absolutely destroyed. We were making individual errors. We were getting leadership, members sent off. It was poor, right? Now, for me, this has to be a retaliation, but in the right way. This has to be a response because that was the start of what was almost Chelsea fans losing faith in the project or the process or the projections, whatever you want to say. Newcastle were the first ones to put a real dent, and I mean a serious dent. We were already underperforming. We were already in positions in the league we don't expect to be. But that was the first beatdown. That was the first battering. And that led to, consequently, what happened afterwards. So this has got to be a retaliation. Like I said, this has to be a response. We have to beat Newcastle at home, not only because it's the one competition, along with the FA Cup, which is in its early days against Preston in the third round in January, not only because we need to get to Wembley, and this is en route, this is in our way. We must get to Wembley. We must overturn the 5 consecutive defeats at that stadium over the last few years. We must try to pick up a trophy under this management. The importance it is for Pochettino to pick up his first trophy in this country, the importance of this squad to get some sort of winning identity and feeling in their bloodstream, yeah. For this group of players in particular, I couldn't think of anything they need more than a trophy to rise to the level and to start to put themselves in the company of what Chelsea are about and where Chelsea players should be. Get into finals, winning cups. I'm not one to look down on any trophy. Even when we were winning this cup consecutively with Drogba, heading in opportunities against Arsenal, Liverpool, way back when, I always enjoyed these types of these days out, these cup wins, because it adds to the trophy cabinet, it adds to the tally. So we need to come with the mindset of this is a major, not a minor for us now, it's a major. And then we can go and kick on to back Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues in years to come. But right now, this trophy is absolutely massive to us. And don't be ashamed to say it. Don't be ashamed to sit there and say, no, I need this Carabao Cup. I need this trophy. Because we've reset as a club. We've reset as a group, and this board has yet to accumulate a trophy, has yet to also set their mark and to say we are here. This is their opportunity to start that, to begin that run of winning. So it's huge across the whole board. This is not like a normal Carabao Cup. This is a very important trophy. It's the first trophy we picked up under Mourinho when we won it and went on to win the league. We won't be doing that this time, but this trophy is just as significant as that one was when Gerrard scored the own goal in the Millennium Stadium. So massive game because we have to win, of course. Now, like I said, fresh in the memories of that Newcastle beatdown, we have to understand the physicality that we're up against today. This physicality that this Newcastle team possess, they can bully, they can bruise, they can get shithousery if they want to. They can go that way. They can be that nasty team. They can be the English Simeone, the English Atletico Madrid. And for that reason, of course, we need to learn from our mistakes and we need to match that, the intensity, the physicality. And especially, obviously, at home, our record's not great. We finally did win there in our last game, but we still need to build those blocks. We still need to build that confidence. We need to win consecutively. I don't want to over-analyze and gas that Sheffield United win because it was Sheffield United, but also because one win, one flash in the pan is not good enough. This team need to go on a run. This team need to win back-to-back games. And when they do that, only then can people start to really get back in the groove and be uplifted and have hope. So we need to win this game for those reasons, all those reasons listed. Now, before we get to my team, Gallagher's been mentioned a lot before kickoff in terms of his future, his contract situation. Now, I've already said on his channel, I'm not the one that's been running that Gallagher propaganda to the high heavens in terms of my type of 10. I am used to the one matters. I grew up on the Joe Coles. I like a little flambe, a little fancy. I like a little fluidity, a little creativity. I like that. So Gallagher's never going to be my cup of tea. However, I've had to hold my hands up and say, do you know what? He's been ever improved this season. He's been much better and he has stepped up to a level where you could say at least he's been one of our best midfielders, if not our best. Now, is that right long term? In my opinion, it shouldn't be. Is he the player to build around? No. Is he the player to start in a top team competing for major honours, titles, Champions Leagues? In my opinion, no. If he's your best midfielder, I believe you will be where we are or in and around this area, similar to what we see at Manchester United with McTominay. However, with all these asterisks and all these things, credit where it's due, he's played well, and he should not be sold in January because Pochettino in particular wants him and rates him. Now, the only thing I can conjure up is two things. One, they need pure profit. They need money inside the bank account for the books, FFP. They see it as a big win financially, 50 million minimum. And that's obvious, right? Maatsen falls into that category. Trevor Chalobah, Amando Broja. Players fall into this category of going into straight profit for the books. Looks good. The amortization for those other players that are coming in. And, you know, if everything works out, then you've sorted yourselves out for why you spent so much money. The other reason is Pochettino, if you're not aligning your transfer strategy and your recruitment and your sales and your decisions with his ratings and with his guidance and with what he sees he wants from his team, which is clearly Gallagher, then you are telling everybody that Pochettino is not long-term. He signed a 2-year +1 contract. That doesn't scream long-term. That was the safe and smart move to do instead of putting Potter on that crazy contract they did. But you're telling us that you're not building a team for Poch because you're not respecting what Poch wants, which is this player. Regardless of my long-term thoughts about him in this position, regardless of how people rate him, Pochettino rates him and wants him. So if you're not keeping him and you're selling him when he's playing well, that tells me that you are not building this team for Poch. And Poch could leave at the end of the season, or Poch could leave at the end of next season or the middle of next season, and you will bring in a manager that is following your strategy in terms of team building. Now, how is any manager meant to function, flourish in a situation where you are picking the team? Not just doing a Roman with Shevchenko, with Fernando Torres. You are picking everybody. You're picking the whole team based upon your own beliefs or your own taste. I don't know how any manager is meant to function because they've got no say. I understand he's a coach. He's not a recruiter. I've always backed that. But you have to listen to your coach. If your coach likes someone, to sell that someone is blasphemy, is insanity. So maybe you guys are just not interested in, or you don't value the management position as much as maybe you should, or you just don't care and you don't rate him and you see him as pure profit, so you're not interested. That will come back to bite you. And I think most managers won't tolerate that. Pochettino might be too nice. He might be too forgiving. Top managers, and I'm talking top elite level managers, won't tolerate you selling their best player, or not their best player, selling a player that they rate. They won't. So that's another issue. I personally would not sell him in January. Like I said, I don't think we're in a position as a club to sell someone that is important to us currently in the position we're in. If we get to top 4, top 3, and you talk about Gallagher then, no problem. But for where we're at right now, he is part of helping us get to a respectable position, and then you talk about getting rid. But where we are right now, to sell him is too much for me. You're doing too much. So that's my thoughts on Gallagher. I'm not fussed about this in 2-3 years, but right now I do believe it's early doors and you're moving mad. Moving on. He explained Pochettino in the presser in Nkunku where his fitness lies. I didn't really care that he didn't come on against Sheffield United. I'm not interested in risking him. Pochettino didn't want to risk him. He wasn't ready. Cool. He's on the bench. Let him chill there. He's potentially going to play 20 minutes in this game. Looking forward to it. Coming on to my team now for this match. Obviously, Petrovic is in goal. Let's see how he does. He didn't have a save to make against Sheffield United. He didn't have a thing to do. It was basically no opportunities to show shot stopping, ball distribution under pressure, cross collection, just nothing. He had nothing to do. So I have yet to be able to judge him. We'll see how he does. This game, he'll get some work. So he'll be under some fire. Let's see if he can handle it. Back 4, I'd love to see Gusto come back into the side if he's ready. Right back, give us some width, give us some attacking impetus. Centre back, Disasi and Badiashile. I want to see this partnership given a go, given a run, given an opportunity to see what this chemistry and this cohesion is all about, and the balance. Left back, Colwell, because Maatsen is not going to play there. I've tried to put Maatsen in previous 11s. He's not getting a chance. He's not going to play left back. And because Newcastle is a more physically demanding team, I will be able to quantify this one because, yeah, Colwell is more physically potentially imposing than Maatsen, obviously. But I don't like Colwell at left back, and I don't want him there. But I've accepted in this game in particular because of the physicality and the intensity. For someone that doesn't play many minutes and is quite small and potentially quite weak in Maatsen, he's not going to get this one. In midfield, Enzo and Caicedo return. Enzo, you were rested or dropped against Sheffield United. Welcome back. Gallagher just ahead. Right side, Palmer. Left side, Sterling. Up front, Jackson. That's my team. I think it's strong. I think it's well equipped. I think it's pretty predictable as well. It's not... It's one of those teams where if they have their best game, if they perform to the level that they have the potential to, we could beat Newcastle. But this team could very easily get beaten too. Newcastle are a very good side. They're out of Europe now. They're focusing on less competitions. Eddie Howe said before the match he's paying very, very close attention to this competition. He's taking it seriously. And Lewis Hall is eligible and available to start and play. That's something that we didn't say there's a clause where you can't. We said the same for Mason Mount and Tomori at Derby. They played. Hey, what can you do? This is the decision we've made. I don't know if Lewis Hall's going to come back here. I don't know what the clause is. Matt Law says it's nothing to do with appearances. We're going to soon find out, hopefully, what it is, but I haven't expected this guy to come back. I'm not going to get my hopes up. He's probably going to play in this game. As long as he doesn't knock us out of the competition. He scored against United in the previous round. As long as he doesn't knock us out of the competition, I'm good. So that's Lewis Hall. He will be playing. My team's there. I think it's quite strong. Let's see if it does the job. This is a massive game. I'm not going to say it too many more times. We all know the magnitude of it. It feels just as important as a Premier League game, if not more. There's a lot riding on this. If we go out, it's a big sucker punch to the season because now it's just the FA Cup to play for. And it's really early days in that. It hasn't even got started yet. We're not in Europe. We're nowhere near it in the Prem. We need to go to the final of this competition. This team, this fan base, they need a Wembley appearance. They need a day out. They need hope. This team, it's time to provide hope. Hope. Do not put in the first half performance that you put in against Sheffield United. If you do that, this game will be out of sight. Before you know it, you will not see daylight because it will be night. That's all I have to say. Simple, digestible. Don't piss me around in this match. In that first half, I need everybody switched on point from the beginning. Smash up the likes, subscribe, big up your damn selves, and I'll see you guys for the watch along and the review in a bit, people. Peace.